Afternoon. The organization I picked was the Penn Forest Volunteer Fire Company #1. We are located on 903, right above, or right below, I should say, the Jim Thorpe National Bank, the one on top of the hill. The reason I picked the organization is because so many people think that being the fireman on this hill, you're a paid fireman, so no matter what time of the day it is, no matter what day it is, whether it be a holiday or just a weekend, you're supposed to be there and you're coming right away. So many people get that mixed up, and they always yell at us going, why does it take so long for you guys to get there? And we respond, we're a volunteer organization. It takes us 5 minutes to get to the station, 2 minutes to get geared up, another 5 or 10 to go to your home, wherever it may be located, a car accident. The reason for this being is we're one of the largest areas to cover in the county and in the area, more specifically. We have one of the biggest districts to cover for just one station. So we're kind of stretched thin. We have 48 active members. And out of that 48, we have 10 to 15 young members, like myself, from the ages of 20 to 45. We consider them young because the other 23 or so members are from the ages of 60 to about 85, 90. So we kind of have a lot of old people, and it kind of hurts the fire company because when we get there and we look, we don't have anybody young enough to drive a truck or to go in a building, so we have to wait for more people to come around my age or a little bit older. Our mission statement pretty much is to help the victim, help their property, help meaning like dogs or cats or pet or whatever they may have, and then ourselves. So many times we've found ourselves like going after the victims in the house. I myself have done this where I didn't think of what could happen to me. I thought about the victim, and I fell through a floor going for the victim, and I didn't know it. I thought I hit, when I sounded the floor, I thought I hit the floor, but in fact I hit a stud. Weirdest feeling you're ever gonna feel is running. You're not supposed to stand and run for the victim, but I was up in the air, well, not up in the air, but standing with my partner, and it was thick smoke, you couldn't really see, but you heard the person screaming. And I just bolted for the voice, because I felt like I saw the outline of the victim, and when I went 2 steps, I fell through, and my partner was right behind me, and I screamed up, don't come, mayday, mayday, mayday. Those 3 words, mayday, 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 is one of the hardest things for the fire service to hear, because that means a fireman's down. And if a fireman in my organization gets hurt, that's one less person we have to help use. The reason for that being is we're such a volunteer organization, we don't really have perks or pay. We don't have anything really. This, what I'm wearing right now, is my Class B uniform. This took me 2 years to get after I got through my essentials, which is 188 hours of education in the fire department. Not to mention other hundreds of hours that I've taken already to get myself to be at a certain level. The badge, it's just for show. Nameplate, and I have my 2 decals on my collar. The one thing we did mistake was our flag. Our flag on our right shoulder is supposed to be facing the other way, because an American flag doesn't run away, it runs forward. So the stars should be on this side, and the rest of the stripes should be going that way to represent we're running forward, not backward. We never retreat. Also with the fire service, we don't get a lot of money. People think we're loaded. I mean, it's such a misconception. They think we're gonna roll up in $500,000 apparatus and decked out head to toe, and we're gonna look snazzy, but it never happens that way. We try to depend on donations from our people in our community to help us get through our struggle with financial difficulties, especially now in these economic trying times. Our newest truck is a 1988 engine. a 1988 engine that seats 6 people, 4 in the back, 1 officer and a driver. Most trucks nowadays carry a minimum of 6 people, and they have the tools and equipment that are up to date, ready to go to help. Sometimes we find ourselves in a situation where our equipment is a little outdated, but we're, I don't want to sound cocky or nothing, but we're that good that even with our outdated equipment, we get the job done. Some of the things that you could do to help your local fire departments is maybe like join up. The best thing we can have in the fire service is a new member, because with a new member comes new intelligence, new eyes to see a situation. Because we sometimes tend to get closed-minded or focused on a certain situation. We overlook certain dangers. Just for instance, this past weekend we had 2 kids go missing. Okay, the parents didn't call us out Friday night when the kids originally went missing, so we were behind the 8 ball. Saturday night we get toned out at 7 p.m. in the evening. We go out, we search, we can't find them. It's 4 in the morning, we cancel and say we're picking this back up Sunday. As we're returning back to the station, the hose here, whatever you want to call it, we get toned out for 2 motor vehicle accidents. Now we're responding, we're trying to make haste. One person was a drunk, they were both drunk drivers with people in the car. The one guy sheared a telephone pole, and you know how big telephone poles and how sturdy they are, sheared it 10 feet above the impact zone. Wires came down. We, including myself, did not even care about the wires. I walked right up, went under them. I didn't even touch them. Shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. You could die very quickly if you touch wires. But I touched it, just to get the victim. That's our little mistake we tend to do. We care more about the victim than ourselves. And another thing is, when you join, if you join the fire company, bring your family members, maybe your children, grandchildren, if that's your situation, or your wives or husbands or significant other. Because the more people you have involved in the situation, or in the fire department, it tends to help the fire department be more cohesive and overall a better public service provider. And you can find our website at thepenforestfiredepartment.com, and it's up to date with every call that we have, every time, and what we're trying to do to help benefit our community.